Hello and welcome to Being Naked. My name is Venus Castleberg, your host, and I am so excited and happy today to have Christina Woods with me. Christina Woods is a rapid transformational therapist, certified hypnotherapist, empowerment coach, and Reiki master, to name a few. She combines her background in corporate leadership along with her life experience in dealing with trauma and abandonment to empower other women to trust their intuition and set themselves free of self-doubt. Wow, that's such a powerful statement right there. Setting yourself free from self-doubt. We could all use a little bit of that, right?
Yes. Every day. It's a good reminder.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Christina. It's
Thanks.
lovely to have you here.
Great to be here, Venus. Thank you.
One of the things, so being naked is about being vulnerable. And, I really like to invite people to, I want to say letting it all hang out, but it's not from the trauma and drama thing, but from like, okay, this is my life. This is what's happening. I'm human too. I have stuff going on. One of the things that I've heard you say is that I want people to stop looking outside themselves. Would you tell me more about that? What do you mean by that?
Yeah. The best way I can say it is that for so long, I lived my life by a lot of shoulds and things I thought that I should do. So, what it looked like to be smart and successful. So go to college and have this career and do those things. So to not look outside for me meant, right, who am I? And if I'm going to fill my own cup up, who the heck am I? And what does my cup even look? Where is my cup? First of all, because I had given my cup to everybody else, in my family, in society, at work, in my group of friends, at the other moms at the school to make me feel like I was enough, that I didn't even have a hold of my own cup. So for me, that was my battle, and my journey was, all right, I better gather all these cups because I've definitely given them out to everybody else and they frankly don't really know what to do with them. Mm-hmm. So take them all back and find out what makes me feel good. And so, along that journey is looking in the mirror. I know for many years, I was petrified of a self-help book. I was petrified of therapy. I would never touch anything like that. And now, that's the only thing you'll find in here. But because I didn't want to look inside. But when you look inside, I realized, wow, I can fill my own cup up. And then I didn't really have to depend on, it didn't matter so much what I should or could or would have, because those things were filled inside. And actually it brought a lot of peace to my children, to my family, to my friends, because their guard was down too, because nobody likes a bunch of shoulds.
Right. Yeah, totally. So what were some of the ways that you find yourself filling up your cup? Like, how do you fill up your cup? What does that mean for you?
Yeah. Simple things like my morning routine in the morning. That's my sacred time. And that I used to just, wake up and boom, I got a stress right away. That was my cellular memory was, got to grind. And, but having my sacred time is one way I do it. And I don't always know, and I'm not always great and perfect at it. I would like to say it had rainbows and, glitter about it every morning, but it doesn't. But I do keep a sacred time for, sometimes it's journaling, sometimes it's whining, sometimes it's chanting and praying and pulling cards. And, some of those glorious things are taking a walk.
Whining meaning drinking wine,
not whining. Well, I guess that's at night, not in the morning so much, but no, like whining about my life, I meant, but yeah, but it's having some time in the morning to say, how do I feel? What's going on? How do I feel? Check in with myself. And if I feel that I'm not at my best, or what's my vibration, I'll definitely write about it. I'll talk about it to myself, and I'll make a mental shift. Like, okay, I don't want to stay here all day. where do I want to go? And I'll write about how, all right, I want to be in this new vibration. I want to be in that different shift. And I know enough now that sometimes I just have to say, I am feeling good. I am feeling confident. I am feeling excited. And eventually I start to feel that way.
Mm.
But morning time seems to be really important for me to fill my cup.
That's great. Yeah, I actually heard recently, like if your emotional state is a direct correlation with what you want, what you're creating in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So if your emotion is angst or frustration or anger, you're creating that in your life. So how do you change that? So I'd love for you to share. Do you have any tools or tricks that you have that help people maybe make an emotional shift?
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. It's really tough.
Mhm.
Um, because when you're feeling angry or you're feeling upset, and you're told to meditate and just think of happy things, you're like, yeah, but I'm still pretty upset. So, um, I think moving your energy one is very important. So, whether it's myself or if I'm working with clients, I'll say, sometimes get outside, go to the beach, get in nature, do something to just physically move your energy. And that can do wonders. So just starting there is a great tool. That's one way. The other way is visualization. There's so many studies that say our mind responds to images and words, they have studies around people who have lost limbs and phantom feelings and things because of imagination and things that we feel. So just even sitting in a space where we can start to think, hey, in the last 24 hours, where did I feel peace? Maybe it was my puppy licked my cheek. Maybe it was a fun show I watched. When in the last 24 hours did I feel happiness or peace? There was some kind of moment. A coach taught me that. And sometimes I have to really I don't know, in the last 24 hours, if I felt, happy or peace. Sometimes you have to struggle, but you usually can find something. And then once you find just that feeling and that vibe, it puts you back there. And then just kind of allow yourself to be there and visualize. And I do recommend scripting things out. Journaling's not for everyone, but scripting is kind of easy. You can just say, I am, I can, and I will. I am doing this before this podcast. I am confident. Words are flowing out easily. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, I'm not going to know what to say. And that helps.
Mhm. Awesome. Those are some great things to think about and maybe add into a daily practice. Because I know for me, yeah, if my energy is low or something like that, one of my tricks is getting outside.
Yeah.
Like getting in nature is such a huge uplifter and a huge change in the energy. So would you be willing to share maybe a little bit about like how did you get to where you are? Like what was your
Yeah.
personal journey on?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So, I before this, I had a 30-year corporate career. And before that, I grew up not really feeling good enough most of my life. On the outside, it didn't look like that. I was an A student, a homecoming queen, president of the class. So it definitely didn't look like that. But on the inside, I didn't feel enough. I always felt like, oh, they're all going to find out this is a big fake thing. So 30-year career in corporate, running around, flying around, burning out my adrenal glands and my health and my marriage and just burning the candle at both ends, and came to the realization that something had to give. Of course, a failed marriage makes you step back and think, all right, what have I done here? What's going on? What kind of a different life do I want to have? It really was a moment outside pulling weeds in my pajamas, if I'm going to be honest, where I heard a voice that said, and it wasn't intuition. It was kind of this voice that just said, when are you going to stop expecting other people to make you happy? When are you going to do something to make yourself happy? And I really didn't even know where to start. So,
Mhm.
but I knew I could not be on this hamster wheel anymore. So I sort of went on a spiritual journey of just lot of retreats and self-help and therapy and unpacking things that I'd been hiding behind. And from there, I found the courage to say, I don't want to do that career anymore. I want to do something else, and just completely left and found hypnotherapy and Reiki, and able to really help and work with clients the way I always did and always wanted to, but just felt like, gosh, how do you leave this great career where you're making all this money and you've done it for so long? You believe in yourself and you just do it. And I remember people would say, well, do you have a plan B? No, I don't have a plan B. My plan D is I'm never going to do that again. And so we're just going to forge ahead and create something here. And I don't know if it's going to be successful, but I know that through that journey, I found that I feel really happy and peaceful. And that's pretty awesome feeling. You don't want to give that up.
Right. No,
Yeah.
we don't want to go back to the stress and the angst. Right.
Yeah. But lots of, that's not an easy journey. And that's, along the way.
Well, I can't help but say it, but I'm going to say it. I really think you'd really enjoy Access Consciousness. So check it out.
I know. I'm so happy you brought that up again.
Awesome. So what is one thing that you really like people to know or to get when you're talking to, like, if walking down the street, you could actually talk to every person out there and you just could stop and tell them one thing, what would you want them to know?
I want them to know that they have the answers inside of them. So, and are, I'm not a sciencey person by any stretch. I think that was the class. Like, I think I got 1 or 2 D's and that was it. So I'm not a science person, but the way our mind works, and with your hypnotherapy background, is that, we have these programs. And so whatever your faith is, whatever, we all have these programs. And I want everyone to know that much of the negative talk and the negative beliefs that we have, they're not even ours. They're just these beliefs. And when you can look at them and say, you weren't born thinking these things about yourself. That's just stuff and meaning that we've attached to things or other people's perception. And once you see that and know that, you could just let that fly away, and you have answers, and you could feel so good about yourself. And that stuff's not even yours. And it might have been there to protect you, and that's okay. And that's, fear is there for a reason. But it doesn't need to be there anymore. So, we all have these programs, and I don't think we all realize how much society and other things influence us, and how those programs, while they're strong, they can be changed, and we have the power to change them and create new programs.
That's awesome. And that's just to encourage everybody out there, you can change anything in your life.
Yeah.
So what would you like to change? Which would be a great question. So Christina, on a personal note, is there anything in your life that you haven't changed that you'd still like to change?
Oh gosh, that is a wonderful question. Absolutely. Let's see here. I think the thing, honestly, candidly, the thing I'm still working on is, let's see, probably, this idea and this concept that work is easy and flows, because, that's a thing. I think that we're born divine, with these divine gifts and this divine ability just to win. And yet for me, there's this little voice sometimes that says, yeah, but it's work, and it might be hard, and you should stay up a few more hours. And did you write a list, and did you check off everything off the list? And so like anyone, there's always deeper and layers to go. And I think that's that little perfectionist in me that thinks that unless you keep excelling and doing things, you're not good enough. So I guess it's the epidemic of, I think everyone has, is the not good enough thing that I'm still working on. And having deeper connections with people, being more present, having deeper connections with my children, with the people that I love, and with people I haven't met yet.
That's beautiful. Yeah, and I think we all have something that we're still working on, but it's I asked you that today because I really wanted to encourage people to know that we all have something. It doesn't
Mm.
like Christina hasn't arrived anywhere. She's still a work in progress. I haven't arrived anywhere.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
still a
please.
work in progress.
Yeah.
But but I think that actually it's interesting that your thing was about work. It's actually there is a level of you have to be willing to do the work on yourself if you want to change something. You do have to be willing to be in question. You do have to be willing to maybe uncover, look under the rock and
Absolutely.
uncover what's underneath there, even if you don't like what you see. But if you really want to change it, are you willing to look at it so that you can change it? I often ask almost every day, what am I hiding from myself? So that I can see what I'm hiding from myself so that I can then see it and change it instead of pretend, well, it's not really there. So
Sure. And the more you're aware, you start to notice these things and like, that procrastination thing sure does come up a lot. I wonder what that's about.
Yep.
Or, whatever it is, it's I better get curious about that because there's probably some pretty important lesson there to learn.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but it can all be changed. So
Exactly.
yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. So wonderful. Thank you so much, Christina, for this. So how can people find you?
My name's Christina Woods and the business is Wise Woods Hypnotherapy. So on Instagram and Facebook, it's at Wise Woods Hypnotherapy. And if anyone wants to book an hour with me just to talk about what you're working on and what you want to do, go to book.wisewoods.com and I'd be happy to talk with you.
Awesome. And that's a free thing
Yep.
that she's offering our listeners today.
That's free. Yep.
So thank you so much, Christina. It's really always a pleasure talking with you. I love your energy and I love what you're bringing to the world. Thank you for the gift of you. And thank you everyone for listening. Look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you, Venus. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.